So one thing about, kind of getting into real estate and, getting your first property, I feel like I see a lot of, people that get real kind of nervous, when they think about buying their first house or their first rental property. And, it's like they'll be looking at houses and, you can just tell like there's kind of that sense of like, nervousness about pulling the trigger on that first one. And, my best advice is do whatever you got to do to get into your first deal. It's like when my brother Reed and I bought our first property, it basically wiped out both of our bank accounts. We got in that first deal and I think it was like $18,000 or $19,000 to close. And, him and I were fresh out of college. We didn't have any real money. And, when we closed on that first property, that was basically it. It's like, okay, this just ate up most of our money. And the thing that I'll say is, for a lot of people, that will create a good sense of urgency in you to work harder and do more. It's kind of like that saying, like, burn the ships. When it's like, you burn the ships, you don't have any option of returning, and that's kind of like how I look at buying that first property. It's like, when you close on that first deal and you pay the money and it leaves your bank account and, you don't have a lot left, like you got to go bust your tail and get that money up and, do what you got to do to make it work. And I feel like that's a big benefit. It's like, do what you got to do to get that first property, get in the deal, and that's going to make you work harder to get your money back up and, get ready to go buy your next one, And the thing I'll say again, like this whole real estate game, like it is not sunshine and rainbows.